Good morning, students. So let us start the session. So previous class we discussed about Hebbian learning. So from last few days we are discussing about the learning mechanisms. In that, the first one is error correction learning, memory based learning, Hebbian learning, and competitive learning. In today class, so we are going to discuss about competitive learning. So what is competitive learning? In competitive learning, as the name implies, the output neurons of a neural network compete among themselves to become active. So what it means in competitive learning, so as the name implies, competition between the output neurons. Okay, so for example, so these three are the input neurons. Now, so these two are the output neurons. Now, so these are interconnected like this. So these are interconnected like this. So this is the neural network. So up to now, we see that the neural networks are like this. But coming to competitive learning, in competitive learning, just wait. Yes. In competitive learning, as the name implies, the competition between the output neurons. So output neurons of a neural network, they compete among themselves. That means these neurons also have some connection. So these neurons also have a connection. So these two neurons can be competed, and so one of the neuron will be output. Okay, so one of the neuron will be the output. So now, so what is the basic concept of competitive learning rule? So there would be a competition among output nodes, and so that the main concept of during training, the output unit that has the highest activation to given input pattern will be declared as winner. Okay, so that means here, so for example, these five are the output neurons. These five are the output neurons. In these five outputs neuron, only one neuron will be the winner. That may be any neuron, so based on the strength of that neuron. Okay, so that means the main concept during the training, the output unit that has been highest activation to a given input pattern will be declared as a winner. Okay, and so this rule is called winner takes all. So that means now this winner, so why this neuron will be the winner? Okay, so now in this competitive learning, so one of the output neuron will be winner. So now, so this rule is called winner takes all. That means why it is wins means, so this neuron takes all the information of other neurons, takes all the information from other neurons. So for example, so this is the class artificial neural networks. Artificial neural networks. Now I am going to give the inputs to all the students. You all are the students. So all are listening my class. Okay, all these are the neurons. Now, if I ask any question, only so one of the neuron will be give the answer. Okay, so now so I am giving the same input to all the neurons, and why? So one of the neuron will be gives the correct answer means, so this neuron can, so this student will learn some that means the weight of this, the synaptic weights of this neuron will be high. Okay, in the similar way, so if you are taking that, so all these in this all these neurons, only so one neuron is winner. So why? So this neuron can take the information from all the other neurons. Okay, that is the competitive learning. So what is a competitive learning? In the competitive learning, the output neurons are competed with each other, and so one neuron will be the winner. So that we are called as a, so winner takes all. Now this winner takes all the inputs. So because only the winning neuron is updated and rest of the neurons will be left unchanged. Okay, that means, so these are the weights. If the one neuron is winner of that group, now so that synaptic weight will be changed. So remaining neuron synaptic weights are unchanged. Okay, I hope you all are understand the basic concept of competitive learning. Okay, so now in this there are three basic elements in competitive learning. Okay, coming to first one. Coming to first one, a set of neurons that are all the same except for some randomly distributed synaptic weights, and which therefore respond differently to given set of input patterns. So that means in these output neurons, they are all are taking the weights, so but they respond differently. A limit imposed on the strength of each neuron. So here you are going to give the strength, so of each neuron. You are going to impose a limit imposed on the strength of each neuron. A mechanism that permits the neuron to compute for the right to respond to a given subset of inputs, such that only one neuron or or so only one neuron per group is active at a time. The neuron that wins the competition is called winner takes all neurons. Okay, so for example, we see, I hope you all are know this game. So here there are two neurons. There are two neurons. So one neuron is only forward. Another neuron output is jump. So now in these two neurons, only one neuron will be win every time. Is it correct or not? I hope you all know about this game. In this game, there are two outputs. One is, so that means this dinosaur will be forward or jump. Now, it can be forward or jump. So that means in these two neurons, at a time only one neuron will be gives the output. How? Means based on the input. So based on the input, if the neuron reaches here, then the synaptic weights will be changed and the jump neuron will be activated. Okay, so after that the forward neuron will be the output after jump, and similarly when here there is another obstacle, so automatically if you press the jump instruction, now the synaptic weight for that neuron will be changed and so move to this jump. Okay, so that we are called as a learning. So when you are playing this game first time you moved up to only so two you cross only two or three obstacles. Coming to 100 time, if you play the same game 100 times, then your brain learn this game, and you are going to apply this knowledge on these neurons. So these two neurons are in your mind. Now you are going to apply these two neurons, apply the knowledge to these two neurons. I hope you all are understand the basic concept of competitive learning. That means simply saying the competitive learning is nothing but there is some output neurons in that. So one neuron will be the winner. Okay. So now we move to mathematical formulation. So this is the theory. Now we move to some mathematical formulation. So this is the structure, architecture graph of simple computative learning network. So here it is feed forward connections. So if you observe, this is the x1, x2, x3, x4 are the input neurons. Now all the input neurons are connected with output neurons. So the x1 is connected all the output neurons, and similarly x2 also, similarly x3 also, similarly x4 also. Okay, so this is connection between the input neurons and output neurons. Here if you observe that, so inhibitorily, so these output neurons will also communicate. So why? So it is a computative learning. So now, so one neuron try to extract the knowledge or information from another neuron. Okay, so this is connected with this one. So the output neuron is connected like this. So this we are called as a architectural graph of simple computative learning network with feed forward connections from the source nodes to neurons, and lateral inhibitory. Inhibitory is nothing but these connections, the connection between the output neurons we are called as a inhibitory. So, excitatory means these inputs are connected with the output neurons. If these neurons also communicate each other, then we call this as a inhibitory. Okay, so connections among the neurons. Okay, so now we see the mathematical formulation for this. Okay, so following are the three factors. Here we are going to discuss three factors to form the mathematical formation for this learning group. So what is the first one? The first one is condition to be a winner. Condition to be a winner. So what is a competitive learning? Competitive learning is nothing but, so there are many output neurons. In that, so one will be the winner. So now what is the condition to be a winner? Suppose if a neuron, so yk, if a neuron yk so wants to be the winner, there would be the, it satisfies this condition. Okay, so yk equals to 1 0. So 1 means if vk so greater than vj for all j not equals to k. That means, so for a neuron k to be the winning neuron, that means there are many neurons in this, the k neuron, this is the k, to be the winner, it induces a local field, so vk for a specified input pattern x must be largest among all the neurons in the network. So that means, for example, all these are, so this is the I, j, so k, vn. Okay, so now it induces a local field vk, so this is the vk for a specified input pattern x must be largest among all the neurons. This vk is largest among all the neurons, then so this k neuron will be the output. The output signal yk of winning neuron k is set to 1, so it is set to 1. The output signal of all the neurons that lost the computation is set to 0. Okay, so yk equals to 1, so when the vk value is greater than or equals to vj. So for all j, so j not equals to k, that means for all j remaining all are the values, so these values are so less than vk, then we say that the output of that neuron k will be the 1. For remaining, that is 0. Okay, so where the induced local field vk represents the combined action of all the forward and feedback inputs to neuron k. Okay, so this is the first one. Second one, Okay, coming to second one. So condition of the total sum of weight. So condition for, so WKJ. So WKJ is nothing but synaptic weight. Okay, the condition for total sum of weight. So let's WKJ denote the synaptic weight. So connecting input node J to neuron K. Suppose that each neuron is allocated a fixed amount of synaptic weight. A fixed amount of synaptic weight. That is, all synaptic weights are positive. So which is distributed among its input nodes. Okay, so the sigma j here, sigma j, so WKJ equals to 1 for all k. So that means here, in computative learning rule, the total sum of weights to a particular output neuron is going to be 1. So if we consider a neuron k here, then the summation, that means, so what is the computative, for example, this is the component, two neurons. So for example, this is the winner. Now it takes weights of all the neurons in that network. So the summation of WKJ equals to 1 for all k. Okay. And next, coming to third one. Okay. So next, third one. Change of weight for the winner. Okay. So what we discussed, there are one winner in the output neurons. Now you are going to change weight for the winner only. So weight for the winner, and for the remaining we don't change. Their weights will be unchanged. A neuron then learns by shifting synaptic weights from its inactive to active input nodes. If a neuron does not respond to a particular input pattern, no learning takes place in that neuron. If a particular neuron wins the competition, each input node, the neuron, relinquishes some proportions of its synaptic weight, and the weight relinquished is then distributed equally among the active input nodes. According to the standard computative rule, the change is indicating with delta WKJ applied to synaptic weight. WKJ is defined as, so delta WKJ equals to eta xj minus WKJ if neuron K wins the competition. If neuron K loses the competition, then it will be the 0. That means if the neuron will win, then the weight of the neuron change to, so eta xj minus, so WKJ. And for other neurons, it will be 0. Here, the eta is the learning rate parameter. Okay. So this is about computative learning. In this, we see, so 3 conditions. So what is a computative learning rule? So this would be a, so computation among output nodes. The main concept is, so during training, the output unit that has the highest activation to a given input pattern will be declared as a winner. Okay. So this rule is called winner takes all, because only the winning neuron is updated and rest of the neurons are unchanged, left unchanged. Okay. And we saw some mathematical formulation for this. The first condition is the condition to be a winner, and the second one is condition of the total sum of the weight, and third one is change of weight for the winner. Okay, I hope you all are understand computative learning. So now we complete second unit also. So mathematical foundation and learning mechanisms. In this we complete vector and matrix algebra, and we discuss about the different learning mechanisms: error correction learning, memory based learning, Hebbian learning, and computative learning.